Hello children, this is class 4 Gulmohar book. We have already completed first lesson along with the first poem. Now we are going to start second lesson, The Visit to the Mansion. This is a story of a girl named Joe and a boy named Laurie. Actually the girl is living in a house which is very small, but in front of her house there was a big grand house like a mansion. Okay children, so whenever she used to see that house, that big house, that mansion, she supposed to go inside it. She want to go inside it and want to meet the persons and want to see inside the house. Okay children, now we will see what happens after that in this lesson. Let's start the lesson. One snowy afternoon, Joe saw Mr. Lawrence drive off. One day in afternoon, Joe, that little pretty girl, saw Mr. Lawrence that he went away in his car. She set out towards the mansion and looked around. Now, she looked towards the mansion. It was completely quiet. Now, the mansion was completely quiet. There was no noise. Suddenly, she spotted a curly head leaning against a desk at an upper window. And in the mansion, upstairs in the window, he saw a curly head boy who was sitting on a desk and doing something. There he is, thought Joe. That girl Joe, he thought that, oh, that boy is there. It means she has already seen that boy there. Poor boy, I'll toss up a snowball and make him look out. The girl Joe, he thought that I will make. Up went a ball of snow and the head turned at once. Joe made a snowball and threw it upside the window, and just as it reached there, the boy looked down. Laurie peeped out. The name of the boy is Laurie. He looked down, eyes bright with wonder. He was surprised. What happened? How this snowball came up? When he spotted Joe, he began to smile. When he looked down from the window, he saw Joe and he began to smile looking at her. Joe called out, "How do you do? Are you sick?" Now, Joe asked him, "How are you? Are you sick?" Laurie croaked hoarsely, "I have a bad cold and it's very dull here. Will you come upstairs and talk to me, please?" Now, the boy whose name is Laurie, he said in a very rough voice, "I have a bad cold." He said that he is having a cold and that's why it's very dull here. Means in the house inside it was very dull. He was being bored over there and he invited the girl to come upstairs and to talk to him. He requested to her to come and talk to him. "I'll ask mother, wait." The girl said that wait for some time, please wait for some time. I will go and I will take the permission of my mother. Children, it shows that this girl Joe is very obedient. Excited, Laurie flew about to get ready and tidy his room. Now, Laurie flew about to get ready. Just as Laurie invited the girl and she said, "Okay, I will ask my mother and I will come." Laurie, get ready. He was trying to get ready. Just as Laurie invited the girl and she said, "Okay, I will ask my mother and I will come." Laurie, get ready. He was trying to get ready to meet the girl and there is a guest coming inside the house, so he want to tidy his room. So he want to clean his room. A little later, there was a loud ring followed by a quick footsteps. Then a ring was there and after that footsteps are coming. Means somebody was coming and the sound of the feet is coming around. Then there was a knock on his door and Joe appeared. And after some time, a knocking sound on his door was there, and after that, Joe entered in the room. She was carrying a covered dish in one hand and three kittens in the other. When the girl entered inside the room, she was having a dish. Something was there to eat in his hand, and in other hand she was having three kittens, the small babies of the cat. Here I am, she said briskly. Now the girl said to the boy briskly, very happily, very energetically, that here I am. I have come here to meet you. Mother sent her love. She said, my mother sent love for you. Means she said that give my blessings to the boy. Meg sent some of her delicious black munch. Means her sister Meg sent a delicious dish. It is made of sugar and corn. What is the name of the dish? Blank munch. And Beth thought her cats would be comforting. Another girl, Beth, she said to her that take these kittens and they would comfort your friend Laurie. So these are the gifts that Joe brought for the boy. What are the gifts? Delicious. Now the girl said, no, there is no need to do anything. You are sick and you should do the rest. Shall I read to you? Asked Joe, looking at some books nearby. Joe requested him, shall I read to you? She want to read something for him, and he takes the permission for it because she find out some books over there. I have read all of them, and if you don't mind, I would like to talk, answered Laurie. Laurie said, no need to read please, because I have already read all these books and I would like to talk with you instead of reading. If you don't mind, then. Not a bit. Beth says, I keep talking all day and never know when to stop. The girl said, I will not mind it because I am too much talkative. As my sister Beth used to say like this, I am too much talkative. I am like a chatterbox. All the time I used to do chatter and chatter. Is Beth the rosy one who sometimes goes out with a little basket? Asked Laurie with interest. Now Laurie asked to the girl that Beth is that girl who is having rosy one, looking rosy cheeks, and who sometimes goes out with a little basket. She is having basket always in her hand whenever she is coming out of the house. Yes, that's Beth. Now the girl replied, yes, that is the Beth who is looking rosy one and having a basket always in the hand. The pretty one is Meg and the curly haired one is Annie, I believe. Laurie paused. Again, Laurie said to her that the girl who is looking very pretty, very beautiful, and who is having curly hair, I think she is Amy. Means pretty one girl is Meg, and the other girl, third one, who is having curly hair, it is Amy. He then added shyly, I often hear you talking to each other. Now here one thing discloses by the boy Laurie, that he confesses it, that he used to stand nearby his house window and silently he used to overhear their talk. Whenever all these three sisters used to talk with their mother, he used to listen them silently and secretly. Sometimes when I see you all sitting around the table with your mother, it is like looking at a picture. Laurie poked the fire to hide the sudden trembling of his lips. He said that it is looking like a picture when you all three sit with your mother and talk, And when he was saying all this, his lips were shivering. They were trembling because of the cold. So he lit the fire high. See, this is the scene in the picture. Window is there. Inside the window, in room, on the table, three sisters are talking along with the mother. Joe was touched. While he was unwell and lonely, she was happy at time with her mother and sisters. Now, listening all this, Joe was very much emotional. She became emotional. While he was unwell and lonely, she was happy at home with her mother and sister. She was feeling like that Joe was not well, he was sick, and at that time he was busy with his mother and sister. He was having fun. She was having fun with them. She should take care of that boy. You could just come and visit us, she said gently. Now, Joe offered him that if he want, he can come to their house and meet everyone. Mother would be glad to welcome you, and you'll have jolly time with my sisters and me. Won't you, grandpa, let you? Won't your grandpa let you? She said, if you want, you can come. And you can have a jolly time with all my sisters and me and my mother and my whole family. I think your grandpa would let you come there. He will allow you. Think your grandpa would let you come there. He will allow you to join our family, to meet my family. I think he would, if I asked. He is very kind, but he thinks I might disturb strangers, said Lore. Lore said, my grandpa is a very kind-hearted person, and if I ask for the permission to go to your house, he wouldn't say no. Definitely he will give me the permission, but he thinks that I might disturb the strangers. I can disturb the unknown persons. We are not strangers, we are your neighbors, and you won't disturb us. Now Joe removed the confusion of the boy, and she said that now we are no more strangers, we are familiar, we are neighbors, we are living next to each other house. So how can we be strangers? Then Joe and Lore started talking about books. Joe was delighted to find that Lore also loved books and had read more books than her. Here one thing revealed to Joe that Lore is also fond of reading, and he has read so many books more than her. If you like them so much, come down to our library, Lore offered. Grandpa isn't home, don't be afraid. Lore said, if you want to read more, please come to my library. My grandfather is not at home, so no need to be afraid of him. I am not afraid of anything, Joe replied, tossing her head. Joe replied confidently that she is not afraid of anyone, anything. Lore laughed and led her through the room. He let her examine whatever struck her fancy. Now, Joe guided her to go to other rooms, and he also gave her freedom to examine, to observe all the things, whatever she finds fancy, she finds attractive. At last, they reached the library where attractive. At last, they reached the library where Joe clapped her hands and danced with delight. And when they reached in the library, she was so happy that she started to clap with both hands like a child, and she started to dance with delight also. It was lined with books. The library is full of books, and books are properly lined up on the shelves. And then there were pictures and statues, strange little tables and bronze pieces, and best of all, a great open fireplace with quaint tiles all around it. And in the library, books are there, pictures are there, very beautiful statues are there, strange title tables, little tables were there, and so many bronze trophies pieces are there. And there was a big fireplace that attracted her most, and it was beautifully decorated with beautiful tiles all around it. What richness, sighed Joe, sinking into a chair and gazing around her. Now the girl sat in a chair and looked here and there and said, what richness means such a grand wealth, so wealthy. And Theodore Lawrence, you should be the happiest boy in the world. He said that, Mr. Lawrence, you should be the happiest boy in the world. He thought that this little boy Lore Lawrence, he should be the happiest boy in the earth. No one can live on books, said Lore, shaking his head as he paused on a table. Now, Lore said, He sat at the corner of a table and he was shaking his head. And then he remarked, "No one can live on books." Means, for living happily, only books are not sufficient. We should have some friends also, and some other daily needs we are also having. Just then a bell rang, and Joe flew up alarmed. "It is your grandpa." Alarmed. He was alert and said, "I think it is your grandpa. Now what shall I do?" "Well, what if it is? You said you are not afraid of anything, remember?" said Lorry, laughing. Now, jokingly, Lorry said, "Just before few minutes you said that you are not afraid of anyone. Then if it is grandfather, then why are you worried?" And he said in a very joking way, laughingly. But it was only the doctor who had come to check on Lorry. But when they opened the door and find out that there was no grandfather, there was only the doctor. Because Lorry was sick, so he had come there to examine him. "Would you mind if I left you for a minute?" Lorry asked. Now Lorry asked to Joe that if he will come after few minutes, would she mind to stay there for a few minutes? I think there was doctor, so he want to get himself examined, and for that he want to go away in another room. So she take the permission of Joe. He takes the permission of Joe. Joe shook her head and went off to look at a portrait of old Mr. Lawrence. Now Joe has given the permission by bending his head, by moving his head, and he started to look at the portrait of old Mr. Lawrence. She was still standing before the portrait when the door opened again. Now the door opened and she was still there in front of the portrait looking at that. Joe did not turn as she said. When the door opened again, she did not turn back to see who is there and said, "I won't be afraid of your grandpa. He looks stern, but he has kind eyes and I like him." Now children, Joe was thinking that there must be Lorry. So he didn't turn back and he said to him, imagining him over there, that a gruff voice, a very hard voice was there. "Thank you, ma'am." Somebody was thanking her. And there, to Joe's great dismay, stood old Mr. Lawrence. And you know who was standing over there at the door? Mr. Lawrence. Though Joe was expecting over there Lorry. Lorry was not there. Who was there? Mr. Lawrence. Mr. Lawrence is very amused and invites Joe to tea. Now Mr. Lawrence was very happy with the girl and he invites Joe for the tea. There, as Joe and Lorry talk merrily. Both the children, Joe and Lorry, both talk very happily. Mr. Lawrence realizes how lonely Lorry had been and decides to send him to the March's house occasionally. Now grandfather realized that Lorry was all the time in the house alone, so how lonely, how bored he was feeling there. Now he decided that he will send the boy to March's house, to Joe's house occasionally. Means sometimes he would allow him to go there and visit the family. Children, I hope you understand this lesson very nicely. And after that there are exercise. These question answers are there, multiple choices are there. I will send all this in PDF form to you. The exercises who are having a space in the book, you will fill in the book only, and whatever whatever exercise not having the space in the book, you will do in your notebook, and that I will solve in the copy. Okay children? And this exercise A you have to do in homework. You will take out your dictionary and find out the meaning of these phrases and you will write down here. Okay children? Space is not there, line is not there, I have drawn them. So you should also draw them with the help of the scale, and then you will write down their meaning finding from the dictionary. Okay children? Do it nicely, stay at home. Okay children?